The exam day is the most important phase of the exam cycle. It is a time when your candidates sit their exams and you start to see the benefits of all your hard work and preparation. This video shows you how to prepare for and conduct Cambridge exams. The video is divided into 4 parts. Preparing your exam room. You must provide a suitable environment for your candidates to take their exams in. Think about space, lighting, heating and ventilation of the room, and make sure it's far enough away from outside noise. There should be nothing on the walls that could potentially help candidates with their exams. All candidates should be able to see a reliable clock clearly. You should display the Notice to Candidates poster, A2 size, both inside and outside the exam room. Candidates must be able to see the centre number and the actual start and finishing time of the exam. Arrange the desks so that candidates cannot see each other's work. The minimum distance in all directions from the centre of one candidate's chair to another's must be 1.25 metres. This may need to be increased for multiple choice exams. Please see your handbook for guidance. You must have enough invigilators. Our regulations say you need at least 1 invigilator to 30 candidates for written exams. Please see your handbook for our invigilator requirements for other types of exams, for example practical and on-screen exams. If you only have 1 invigilator, they must have a way of calling for another member of staff without leaving the room or disturbing the candidates. Make sure the invigilators have access to the Cambridge Handbook, Administrative Guide and Checklist for invigilators. You only need to have a copy of Part 4 and 5 of the Cambridge Handbook in any additional exam rooms. Before you conduct any exam, you must understand our regulations for key times and full centre supervision. Candidates need to be either in an exam or under full centre supervision at the key time. If you do not understand our regulations for key time and full centre supervision, or simply need a refresher, view our Timetabling Exams video, available in the Timetabling Exams section of our website at www.cie.org.uk, Key Times, or read the relevant section of the handbook. Immediately before the exam. Before candidates enter the exam room, make sure that your candidates know their candidate numbers, that candidate numbers are on each desk, in candidate order and according to the seating plan, that the room is set up properly. When the room is ready, candidates should enter in candidate order and sit at their desks in silence. They're not allowed any form of external communication in the exam room. Make sure they hand in mobile phones or any other communication device before they enter the room. As soon as the candidates enter the room, the exam is in progress and they must be silent. When the candidates sit down, tell them they are now subject to the rules of the exam. To hand in any unauthorised materials that they still have in their possession, including mobile phones. Not to open the question papers until told to do so. Not to speak to anyone, and if they need help, to put up their hand and wait for an invigilator to come.
You should have handed in your mobile phones or any other electronic devices. You should not have them on your person.
You must be sure of every candidate's identity. If you have any private candidates, they must show you an ID photocard or passport to confirm their identity. Now the candidates are seated, check the question paper is the correct syllabus and component for the exam, and if it is, open the question paper packets. Do this in front of the candidates. Hand out the question papers, answer booklets or sheets, and any other materials you are supposed to provide for the exam. Each candidate should have the following on their desks: an answer booklet or answer sheets, if they are not writing directly onto the question paper, the question paper facing upwards, Their authorised equipment, pens, pencils, rulers, in a see-through pencil case or bag, or loose on the desk. Their candidate number, any other authorised equipment. Candidates must not have the following in the exam: a pencil case that you cannot see through, food or drink not stored in transparent packaging or that might disturb other candidates, for example, fizzy drinks, a mobile phone or any other external communication device, any other unauthorised materials or equipment. Once you've handed out the question papers and answer sheets and read aloud the instructions on the front of the question paper, you must give candidates the instructions set out in the Starting the Examination section of the handbook. This includes the length of the exam, for example 1 hour and 30 minutes, and instructions to write in blue or black ink using ballpoint pen. Candidates in UK centres must only use black ink, to neatly cross through any rough work, and to write their name, candidate number and component number on their answer booklet or answer sheet. You can now tell them to open their question paper and begin.
Time now is 9 o'clock. You can begin.
As soon as the exam has started, write the start and finish times where all candidates can clearly see them. During the exam, invigilators must supervise the candidates throughout the exam. They should give their full attention to the candidates and keep moving rather than standing still at the front of the room. Look out for any signs of cheating, malpractice, or candidates looking unwell. During the exam, remember to complete the attendance register so we know which candidates took the exam. You should also make sure candidates are sitting in the right place by checking their positions against the seating plan. Respond as quickly as possible when a candidate raises their hand for help. Remember, invigilators can only answer questions about information on the front of the paper. If the candidate needs to leave the room temporarily, they must be accompanied by an invigilator. Remember, there must be enough invigilators left remaining in the room to supervise the other candidates. Under exam conditions, candidates are not allowed to use any unauthorised materials, including electronic devices and mobile phones, copy or attempt to copy another person's work, take an exam on behalf of another candidate, include inappropriate or offensive material in scripts, talk to other candidates. If you see a candidate doing any of these things, you must remove any unauthorised material, warn them that they may be excluded from the exam, record what has happened and keep the evidence, call for help if necessary. After the exam, make sure that Malpractice Exam Day Form 9 is completed and sent to us. If a candidate arrives late for the exam, let them enter the room and sit the exam. They are allowed the full time for the exam. Tell them Cambridge will decide how much of their script they can accept for marking as a result of their late arrival. Write down the reason the candidate was late and the time they arrived, started and finished their exam. Make it clear on the script which answers they wrote after the scheduled end time of the exam. Mark their finishing time on the completed script. If the candidate arrived after the key time, make sure that Late Arrivals Exam Day Form 3 is completed and sent to us after the exam. We carry out unannounced inspections during each exam series. If a Cambridge inspector comes to your centre, you must cooperate with the inspection. Give the inspector access to your exam room, your secure storage area, and any other areas they may need to see. They will need to talk to key members of staff, who may include the head of centre and examinations officer. Please answer their questions and show them any records or documentation that they need to see. The inspector will not interrupt the exam experience in any way. After the inspector's visit, you will receive a follow-up report from us. Tell candidates when there are 5 minutes left.
Okay, you've got 5 minutes before the end.
At the end of the exam. At the end of the
You
exam,
stop writing,
tell candidates the
put your
exam
pens
has
down,
finished.
close your book,
Tell them to
please.
stop writing,
Can I ask you to
put their
remain
pens down,
silent?
and to close their question papers. Remind them that they remain under exam conditions until their scripts have been collected and they have left the room, or until the key time has passed. Ask them to check that they have completed all the necessary information on their scripts. Tell them to name, number, and attach loose sheets of paper to their answer scripts with a treasury tag or string. They must not use staples or paper clips. The invigilators should collect the question papers and candidates' answer scripts. Count the number of scripts and question papers to make sure you have collated them all. When you have collected all the scripts, the candidates can leave the exam room in silence. It is easier if you dismiss the candidates by row rather than let them leave all at the same time. Invigilators must sort the answer scripts into the order on the attendance register. Check they have all the scripts for the candidates marked as present on the attendance register and that the candidates have entered the correct centre and candidate number. Invigilators then pass the collated scripts and attendance register to the exams officer. You place them in the script return envelope, seal the envelope, and return them to Cambridge. For more guidance, you can view our packing and dispatching scripts video available in the Exam Day section of the Exams Officer's Guide at www.cie.org.uk Exams Officers. We hope you have found this video useful. For more information, take a look at your Cambridge Handbook. Alternatively, you can ask CIE or email our customer services team.